Greg Tepper, Dave Campbell's Texas Football on TexasFootball.com, here in the Built with Chocolate Milk Coaches Lounge at the THSCA Coaching School and Convention. Here with the head Spartan of El Paso, Pebble Hills, Coach Mark Torres. Coach, appreciate you taking a little bit of time out of your day. I know you're a very energetic guy. You're a guy who, we had to pin you down, basically.
No, not exactly.
You're a low-key guy. Try
to be, yes, sir.
Have you always been like that?
I think so.
It's not just a coaching thing?
No. I think I am who I am all the time.
Would Mrs. Torres say that you're a low-key?
You know what she says is that she can't understand why people like me because I'm not outgoing. And recently we had this conversation.
Your wife says you can't understand why people like you?
Yeah. She said, I'm kind of standoffish. I'm not all that outgoing or anything like that and social. And then she says, well, I don't understand if you're like that, why people like you so much. And I said, well, I can't explain it. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you why I like you.
Apparently she likes me.
Yeah, well, and that's what matters. Make sure you keep that hat. Keep that going. But so here's why I like you. One, I think you tell it like it is. You don't. There's some coaches around here, and I love all the Texas high school football coaches. I love you dearly, guys.
Yeah.
You got some sandbaggers out there.
I'm a bad liar.
You're a bad liar.
I'm a bad liar.
That's maybe the thing I like about you most.
Yeah.
So you're a bad liar.
So I don't do it.
Exactly right. Let's talk some Spartans football.
Yeah.
Last year, it's odd to say, like you guys go 5-6. It's a playoff berth, bounced in the first round of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because of the very high standard you guys have set. Seems like last year was good year, not great, good year. How would you characterize how you guys did in 2018?
You know what? I was very happy that we were a playoff team. That was one of our goals. We graduated 41 seniors, and those guys had played essentially 2 years. We had 2 guys back on offense, 1 back on defense, and so, I think we did about what we were capable of doing. A couple of turnovers that we don't have in a few games could change things, but getting bounced in the playoffs. I mean, we lost to the Region 1 champion.
Yeah.
We lost to THSCA, and they're phenomenal, and no shame in that. We kept playing to the very end with a young team last year, and we graduate Caleb Gerber. He's at the Air Force Academy, which is great, but I think we have guys key positions with good experience back for this team.
And what's interesting, like from last year's team, it's really important, I think, for people to remember that this is still a program in its infancy.
Yes.
It's still a program very young. And last year was kind of the first time you went through a mass departure of experience and seniors and guys. And so were you pretty pleased to see some of the youngsters step up and take on those big-time roles for you?
Well, they did. And but like any team that's immature or inexperienced, when the highs are high, they're really high.
Yeah. When
the lows are low, it's hard for them to bounce back and just forget about what just happened and kind of bounce back to get things going in the right direction. So they were highly emotional, but they let it get to them. It's hard to teach even keel, I suppose, but you have to be that way until the game ends, and we struggled with that a little bit. So we worked on that a lot. Our maturity and our mental toughness was a big time focus for us as soon as the season ended.
So you feel like this team has started to grow up?
Yeah. No, there's no question. We had a very good offseason. I know everybody says that. I know everybody works hard, and we're no different. But we focused on their maturity, and we really narrowed it down to a few key elements that was the basis for this team, this senior group. And I've been pleased up to this point.
So now you guys move forward into 2019, and this is a team that, you mentioned you lose a guy like Caleb Gerber. Mm-hmm. Caleb Gerbers don't grow on trees. They're, really good. But seems like you've got some skill position guys waiting in the wings. Do I have a right Sebastian Ochoa? Yeah, Sebastian Ochoa. Yes, nailed it. A guy I know you're really excited about, a guy you feel like could step up and be a big-time player. What makes you so excited about Sebastian Ochoa?
Well, he's the returning starter. Mm-hmm. That's number one. He earned the position as a young guy, as a junior, and he had a really good season. Mm-hmm. He made some young guy mistakes that he knows cost us. Mm-hmm. And the good thing about that is he's able to recognize, man, I really cost us in some key situations. And But to be able to grow from that is what's really, really important. So I'm excited about him because I think he's developing the kind of maturity where he'll allow the offense to come to him, not force an issue. If he understands that and is willing to be patient with it and just take what's given to us, he's going to be very efficient, and we should be very successful.
With some young teams, one of the things that coaches maybe feel like comes late is leadership. Is guys in the room, guys in the locker room who are going to hold each other accountable. Do you feel like you are starting to see those guys emerge as leaders in the locker room and on the field?
Well, yes, and it takes time.
Yeah.
So, leaders aren't born.
Yeah.
They're not born. They're developed, and it's a lot more difficult. It takes a lot longer when you have immaturity in the locker room, and it has taken some time for these seniors, but I think they feel responsible for our shortcomings from last season. And for them to accept that's where it begins. So the way they've worked, I do get a good sense of that. We have one of our coaches brought it up last week. He said, we need to have an accountability teammate, one teammate you pick to hold you accountable, and there's no arguing. This is the guy that can get on you when things aren't right, and you accept that, and vice versa. So we're hopeful that goes a long way for us this season.
You are in a district that I think could only be described as a dogfight every single year. It seems like, especially at least the top 4, maybe even top 5, 6 in that district, it seems like, and especially going into 2019, I don't know if I would categorize anybody as a clear favorite in your district. I'm interested from your perspective of how you see your district.
It's
right now.
Parity. It really is. And, we ended up 4th or 3rd or whatever we were last year, but we go on the road to the district champion, Franklin, and they beat us by 3, and we blew it. We blew that game. But that's okay. They beat us. They won. They ran the table. They won district. We're very similar in style. I came from over there. Coach Walker is a mentor of mine. He's best in El Paso. Darren Walker's best in El Paso. So
second coach told me that this weekend.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's just true. Look at his record and look what he's done at 2 schools. So, there's no question. He probably doesn't get enough credit, and he never gives himself credit. He never gives Franklin credit. If you talk to him, they got the worst players in America. That's him. But everybody has a different style. And I think that's what makes it so tough in our league. Franklin plays a certain way, and Coronado plays a different way. Americas plays a different way. Mont would play, and us. So you're not seeing a consistency amongst the schemes week in and week out. And so you know what? You have to work, and you have to get better. That's all there is to it.
It's Mark Torres, an admitted bad liar, joining us here on
Absolutely.
El Paso Pebble, or from El Paso Pebble Hills.
That's my way of saying I'm an honest person.
He's now going to spin the Dick's Sporting Goods Wheel of Questions.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's spinning the Dick's Sporting Goods Wheel of Questions. We're going to see what happens. Dealer's choice.
All right.
Fantastic. I got to figure out what question I want to ask you. All right. This is a good one. If coaching had a walk-up song that you come out onto the field and they say, and the head coach of your El Paso Pebble Hills Spartans, Mark Torres. What song are you coming out to?
Oh, what song am I coming out to? You know what? My favorite wrestler as a kid growing up was the Ultimate Warrior. So I the Ultimate Warrior song. Yeah.
That would be
that's
great.
About,
dun, dun, dun,
yeah,
dun,
I would
dun,
say
dun,
that.
dun, 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 yeah.
Of course, you might say, no, it doesn't add up. The
song I like
and
that. Well, but then what would be great is if you had that really intense music, go out there, shake the ropes or whatever, but you just walked out, just very casually.
Yeah, doesn't add up. Yeah.
You're like, hi guys, here to coach. It's Mark Torres of El Paso Pebble Hills. Coach, appreciate your time. Congratulations on 2018, and let's make 2019 memorable.
That's the plan. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Coach.